All right, this is a game called Azul. Azul, you are laying tile in a palace, I want to say. Basically, you're making mosaics with tiles that you're getting from this collection over here. So we're actually going to start off the game sort of midway through to demonstrate how it works a bit better. But each of you are going to have your own board, and you're going to be putting tiles into this mosaic over here. And as you do so, you're going to get points. And those points are going to be tracked up here by moving this black marker along this row. What's going to happen on your turn is you have two choices. You're going to take tiles from this area here. This is called the offer. We're going to start off, we've got 7 discs here. How many discs you have is going to vary based on how many people are playing the game. But each disc at the beginning of the round is going to have 4 randomly chosen tiles from this bag of tiles on it. So you have 2 choices for what to do on your turn. One is you can take all the tiles of the same color from any disc. So let's say I took both of these blue tiles right here. When you do that, you take the 2 of the same color. You can put them anywhere on this board that you want. And then the tiles that you don't take, those go into the middle. The second choice, the second thing you can do instead of taking tiles from one of the discs that are on the outer ring, is you can take all the tiles of the same color from the center. So let's say these were also in here, of the same color from the center. And then in that case, you wouldn't be dumping any piles into the middle because you've already taken them from the middle in the first place. So let's say the other player took these 3 tiles. They decided to put them here. The first player to take from the middle is going to take this 1. It means they were the first player to do it. They're going to go first in the next round. So they're going to be the start player. But there is going to be a penalty that's going to go down here. This is your fallen tiles row. You're going to lose points for every one of these spots that's full at the end of the game. So we're going to put this right here at the end of the round. I'm sorry, at the end of the round, not the end of the game. At the end of the round, this is going to be worth -1 point. The only restriction when you're placing the tiles on the board right here is whatever row you put them in, there can't be a tile of that same color in that row on the actual board itself. So if I got a red tile, I couldn't put it here because there's already 1 red tile there. So it has to go in any other row. The other thing is, now I could theoretically have 2 rows that are the same color. So let's say I took these blues, I could put them here. The other thing I'll note is that they all have to be the same color on that row. So if I have 2 blue tiles here, I can't then put a black tile here or a red tile here. If I have 2 blue tiles here, I can't then put a red tile here because it's a different color. So if I put a red tile, I'd have to put it on this row or this row. Again, I couldn't put it on this one because there's already a red tile here. The other thing that's going to happen, though, is if at any point, let's say we've got these, say this. If I go to pull tiles and there's not enough space to put them on the board, then some of them are going to fall into that file and tile row as well. So let's say I took these 3 red tiles. This one goes in the middle. I put 2 of them here. This row is now filled up. I have this extra red tile. That becomes a fallen piece. I can't just put it in this row here. So that goes in the fallen tile row at the bottom. Again, that's going to be worth -points at the end of the round. We're going to keep on going until all of these have been pulled off the board. So now what's going to happen is you're going to score, and you're going to place all the tiles from the rows that are full. So these rows here that still have space left in them, these tiles are going to be left where they are. But these rows here that are full, we're going to move the tiles over. We're going to start from the top row. We're going to work our way down. So what you're going to do is whenever you place a tile, you're going to get 1 point for that tile. So if I place this here, there's worth a point. You're also, though, going to get points for each tile that is part of a string of a horizontal line that runs through that tile for each tile that's in that string. So if, when I place this blue tile here, there was already a yellow tile and a red tile there, this wouldn't be worth 1 point, it would be worth 3 points. It would be worth 1, 2, 3 points. You're also going to get 1 point for each tile that's part of a vertical string when you place that tile in there. So, for example, and this keeps shifting. let's say this was the third row. Take this tile here. For example, let's say this was the third row. I take this tile, I'd put it here, and this is going to be worth 2 points for this horizontal row, 1, 2, and it's going to be worth 3 points for the vertical row, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be worth 5 points total. So because it's part of both a horizontal row and a vertical row, I get to count that blue tile twice, and so this is actually going to be worth 5 points. So we move from 9 to 14. Whenever you place a tile, the remaining tiles that were on this side of the board are going to go into the box cover. We'll put it off to the side. We'll get back to that in a second. In the case of this board, these are each incomplete rows, and so these tiles are going to stay on the board. They'll still be there for the next round. You'll be able to keep adding to them. On the other player's board, we've got this black tile goes over to this spot here. That's worth 1 point, so he's up to 10 points. Blue tile goes over here. That's worth 1 point. It's up to 11. This sort of Winterfresh type tile goes over here. That's worth 1, 2, 3 points for the horizontal row and 2 points for the vertical row. So that's worth 5 points. So we're going to go from 11 to 16. Again, the other rows are all incomplete, so we'll leave those there. The final thing that happens with the scoring at the end of the round is you lose points for your fallen tiles. So this player would lose -1, -1, -2. They're going to lose 4 points because they have 3 fallen tiles. This player over here would also lose 4 points. So the more fallen tiles you have, the more each additional fallen tile is going to cost you. So this one here that's worth -1 when you first take it, that's bad. But also the fact that you now have it means you're more likely to lose points, to lose even higher value, to get even higher value penalties as the round goes along. Whenever we're done with all the placing of tiles and the scoring of points, we're going to go on to the next round. We're going to take 4 random ones from the bag, put them on each space on the board. Sorry, this is going to go in the middle. And if at any point you go to pull stuff from the bag and the bag is empty, you're then going to take whichever tiles you still have in the box. You're going to put them into the bag. You're going to jumble them up, and then you're going to resume pulling from the bag. At some point when we're doing the scoring, if somebody gets a 5th tile in a horizontal row, that means this is officially the last round. So if I get the 5th tile in this row, regardless of anyone else's board, this final round, we're going to do our final scoring, and then we'll be done with the game. Whoever has the most points wins. So everyone's going to finish out their scoring, and then you also are going to get some end-of-game points. These are special points which you only get when you achieve this at the end of the game. At the end of the game, every horizontal row you have is worth 2 bonus points. Every vertical row you have, so this right here is worth 2 points because it's entirely filled in. Every vertical row you have, like this one here is filled in, is worth 7 points. And then if you have all 5, and this is what this one refers to, if you have all 5 of a given tile, you're going to get 10 bonus points. These could stack on each other, right? You could have 2 vertical rows, and that would be worth 14 points. You're not just limited to 1 vertical row for 7 points. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game is your winner. If it's a tie, then whoever has the most horizontal rows filled in, they are your winner. If it's still a tie, the game just ends in a tie. That's how you play Azul. Enjoy.